Good morning! Ganda umaga po! Sa kayo? Welcome sa programang Bawal ang Pikon. Get it straight with Daniel Razon. Isang dating mamamahayag na ngayon po'y lamanan ng balita dahil sa kanyang posisyon sa pamahalaan. Siya po ating bisita ngayon. Kung sino ating tinutukoy at ang opisina ng kanyang pinamumunuan, narito po.
Presidential Communications Operations Office o PCOO. Binuo upang maghatid ng impormasyon tungkol sa mga pulisiya, programa at aktibidad ng Pangulo at ng buong sangay ng ehekutibo. Ngayon nakabi-kabila ang mga pagsubok na dumarating sa bansa. Paano nga ba ginagampanan ng opisinang ito ang pagbabahagi ng mga impormasyon upang maunawaan ito nating mga Pilipino? Kabilang din sa mga nagiging balakid na inaharap ng PCOO ang nagkalat na peke o maling balita sa iba't ibang media platforms. Gaano kaya sila kabilis na nakatutugon upang itama ang mga maling impormasyon na maaaring makasira sa magandang adhikain ng Administrasyong Duterte? Pinamumunuan ng isang batikang personalidad sa larangan ng pagbabalita, si Secretary Martin Andanar. Mas nagagampanan kaya niya ang responsibilidad dahil sa kanyang dating trabaho at karanasan o naging balakid pa ito dahil ang mundong ginagalawan niya ngayon ay kabaligtaran ng kanyang nakasanayan?
Well, di na ako kailangan maraming introduction. Let's welcome to the program PCOO Secretary Martin Andanar. Sir, morning. Have a seat. Salamat po sa pagpapaunlak. At least nagkita din tayo.
Ako dapat magpasalamat.
For the opportunity.
Ng pasensya dahil it took me 1 year to visit you.
Oo nga at least
Pero ito yung unang guesting ko, Daniel, on my celebrating my first year in government.
Naka-isang taon ka na tapos...
Actually, ang first year is June 30, pero
June 30.
June 2 kasi ako in-announce ni Presidente.
Okay. Alright.
So, ito yung first guesting ko.
After 1 year.
In celebrating my first
Babalik
year.
na lang natin. Happy anniversary.
Thank you.
Happy ba?
Thank you. Happy naman.
Happy.
Naman, no?
Kasi medyo magkaibang mundo no? Alam mo naman yung linya natin dati before bilang mamamahayag. Well, it can work both ways pwedeng advantage or disadvantage. But how is it working with you now?
Palagay ko advantage.
Okay.
Kasi ako yung nagpapatakbo ngayon ng mga government media platforms.
Stations.
PTV, Radyo ng Bayan, tapos yung binubuhay natin na Philippine News Agency.
PNA.
Alam natin na medyo virtually dead yung Philippine News Agency nung kami pumasok. At ngayon, binubuhay natin, may nagbabasa na. At yung Philippine Information Agency.
PIA, magkakasama na yun.
So, pagpasok ko, yung karanasan ko sa media ay na-apply ko dito sa ating mga government media agencies.
Well, that's one of the expectations, no? Especially from your point of view na mas dapat na naiintindihan mo yung punto de vista ng isang mamamahayag.
Tama po.
At yung mga changes na dati noon we were crying for, parang, di ba, parang, dapat ganito, dapat ganito.
That's why I admire you because kung anong ginawa mo dito, talagang I'm sure this is born out of your frustrations also nung ikaw yung
Well,
nasa...
that's true. That's true. Dahil parang marami kang hindi magawa at yung mga gusto mo na talagang mangyari. No? Paano ngayon na i-apply ito sa PTV4?
For example, sa PTV, minsan kasi misplaced yung mga priorities. Minsan makikita mo na meron yung mga bad habits na napapractice sa isang organisasyon na gastos lang. So now you know how to streamline kasi galing ka doon. Meron ding, of course, when you set priorities, I mean that titinan mo kung magkano yung budget mo ng buong stasyon, and then you decide kung saan mo siya ilalagay, sa Metro Manila ba, sa Davao, sa Cebu. Kasi minsan sobrang laki ng birokrasya. Hindi mo na, kumbaga, kanya-kanya na eh. Pero this time, under the administration of Duterte, ay sinisiguro natin na lahat ng resources ng PTV ay nagagamit in such a way na na-maximize. So for example, Daniel, when we came in, we were broadcasting at 20 to 25,000 watts. PTV, to Manila.
Yes.
Tapos pina-check ko dun sa kay Dino Apolonio, yung aming general manager, na engineering kanyang background. So sabi ko, ang alam ko 60,000 watts yan eh. So bakit 25 lang? And then when he checked it, true enough, merong isang piyesa lang na kulang.
Kaya hindi maibuga ng malakas.
May buga ng malakas. So ngayon, we're broadcasting at 55,000 watts.
Okay.
Number 2, nakita ko, sabi ko, konti lang nanonood ng PTV. Sabi ko, but lahat nasa social media, like you're strong in social media. Sabi ko, bakit wala pa tayong streaming sa Facebook?
So that time wala pa yung ano.
We only had less than 18,000 followers.
And
sa
you
PTV.
were not doing live streaming.
Wala. Alam mo yun.
Yes.
So when we came in, we only had about 18,000 followers sa PTV, sa Facebook.
Yes.
Ngayon, we're almost 1 million in less than a year. So, yung mga ganong mga pagbabago, yung tinuturuan namin yung mga tao namin to capacitate them to learn how to stream also. Alam ba, papadala ka ng cameraman sa Europe, mag-cover, papadala ka ng reporter, kailangan marunong sila mag-stream.
Paano kayo makakabato?
Kailangan makakabato rin. Tsaka yung paano mo gamitin yung broadcast kahit na hindi ka mag-TV, kahit mag-Facebook ka lang. Yung ganun. So, yung mga ganong klaseng mga pagbabago na very practical, pero malaking impact. So for example now, we have almost 1 million followers. Every time we stream on Facebook, ang daming nanonood, just like you guys.
Well, honestly, I have been browsing yung ano ng PTV because I'm really expecting a lot of changes dahil sabi ko pagpasok dito ni Boss Martin siguradong mag-i-impose yan ano. But I see a lot of mga home TV shopping pa.
Yeah.
Why is that so?
Ang home TV shopping kasi, aaminin natin na ito yung nagpapasok.
Generate ng income.
Nag-generate income. PTV is a government-owned controlled corporation. So umaasa rin kami sa kung magkano yung kinikita ng stasyon. And number 2, meron siyang kontrata. Na hindi mo na
So hindi pa nahihinog yung kontrata na hindi mo maalis kagad.
Number 1, wala pang ganong kalaking revenue pumapasok. Number 2, hindi pa hinog yung kontrata. So kailangan natin i-consider yung dalawa na yun. But if you watch the news itself, yung bago na yung mas malinaw na, makikita mo yung set na tagal-tagal ng madilim ngayon, maliwanag na. And then we're strong on social media now. Dan siya. We're going to launch a new website also. Bago na yung logo, PTV para sa bayan, gano'n na. And then we're also producing content for our Salam Television. And we're also helping Philippine News Agency to learn how to produce video content.
Pero yung digital ba natin, meron na tayong digital transmissions?
Meron tayong binabato na digital transmission. This is for test broadcast pa lang. We have 1 HD and 3 sub-channels. We are expecting to, of course, the full HD, ito yung PTV. Tapos yung sub-channel natin, 3 yan.
Anong content natin doon? Anong content ng 3 channels?
It's a good question. Yung isa, ito yung Radyo Vision ng Radyo ng Bayan or Radyo Pilipinas.
Parang teleradyo.
Radyo Pilipinas. At the same time, pinipili namin kung maghahati sila ng Salam Television. Tapos yung pangatlo na channel, the Philippine News Agency channel. So yung PNA natin, Daniel, hindi lang siya yung text ngayon.
Okay.
We are slowly developing our video content.
So parang may TV program na din yung PNA?
TV newscast. Parang Reuters, Xinhua News Agency.
Alright.
Kasi kahit saan ka pumunta sa buong mundo, halos yung mga naunguna na news agencies ay meron na ring sariling TV and audio content. Tapos yung pangapat na channel, we are looking into Department of Education.
Alright.
For example, may magaling na mathematics teacher dito sa Maynila or science teacher or English teacher. Magbibigay siya ng kanyang mga aral, ng lectures doon sa pamamagitan ng channel na yon, and also Department of Agriculture. So maraming pwedeng
gawin. Parang school on air to.
Yung ganun,
but will that be also used para halimbawa yung mga hindi makapasok sa eskwelahan, pwedeng i-accredit ng Department of Education?
Alam mo kasi, Daniel, ako personally, naniniwala kasi ako na na malaki ang may tutulong ng isang magaling na tutor.
Yes, correct,
No.
correct.
Now, hindi naman tayo lahat Pilipino, karamihan sa mga Pilipino, they cannot afford a tutor. So, if you get the best mathematician, mathematics teacher, the best science teacher, na magturo doon, tapos meron kang schedule na hour, kahit sinong estudyante sa buong Pilipinas,
Parang tutorial nila doon sa mga klase nila sa eskwelahan.
sa eskwelahan, no? Para libre.
Yes,
So, palagay ko makakatulong ito. But ang alam ko si dating Secretary Jesly Lapus, mayroon siyang project na ganito eh. Pero hindi yata natuloy yon. So ngayon, gagawin namin.
So when will it start?
The broadcast nung digital is already ongoing. Ano siya? It's a
As a test broadcast.
test broadcast. Meron kami mga dalawang engineers who are going to Japan this week para meron parang acceptance dun sa ginawa ng Japanese NEC
Okay.
na Digibox, and then hopefully in 2 or 3 months digital broadcasting ng PTV.
So you will also be distributing ba digital boxes?
Depende. For example, pag pumayag yung DepEd na sa kanila yung isang channel or hati sila ng DA, Department of Agriculture, then they can give the boxes themselves to the farmers, to the classes, mga classrooms.
Pero if
Eskwelahan
it will
sa
be
buong-
produced by the department already.
It will be manufactured by NEC in Japan. No?
Pero sila ang kaninong budget manggagaling?
Well, hopefully, kasi wala naman kaming budget sa PTV tsaka sa PCOO na ganun kalaki. Hopefully,
kanila na kung sino.
yung DepEd na tsaka yung
Department of Agriculture.
Department of Agriculture. Yun ang gusto ko sanang deal sa kanila na I'll give you one channel pero kayo mamigay nung
Digital boxes.
digital boxes sa mga farmers, sa mga public schools.
Oo, doon sa mga iba-ibang location. Now, with regard to PNA, itong pagpapalakas doon sa Philippine News Agency, sino mga newscasters na kukuhanin din doon? Kasi news basically, that's news of content.
Yeah. Sa ngayon kasi, Daniel, we are strengthening our writers, our news editors. Kasi alam mo naman, matagal na pabayaan ng Philippine News Agency. Once upon a time po, Philippine News Agency was the newswire service of the country. Na yung mga
Doon ko
stasyon
pumipick up.
pumipick up. Pero nag-decline, napabayaan. Hanggang sa pagpasok namin, wala nga kaming Facebook page eh. Talagang zero. So ngayon, inaayos natin, training muna. So we are sending our writers, our reporters to China para mag-aral dun sa Xinhua News Agency. And okay naman kasi at least nabuboost namin yung moral ng mga reporters, how they write, etc. Para meron din silang makikita nila kung ano yung wire agency sa ibang bansa.
Yes,
Diyos ko po, ang napakaganda. So, important is retraining of manpower. And then number 2, of course, kailangan natin i-switch yung priority, yung vision ng Philippine News Agency. We already have a plan of how to modernize the Philippine News Agency. Ngayon, baby steps, whatever we can afford within our resources, fix the website, Bino mo yung website namin, when we came in, 1993 pa yun.
Hindi na untouched, ha? Parang
Untouched,
yun,
no? So ngayon, if you visit the website, Philippine News Agency, bago na po kakalaunch I think a month ago, meron na po kaming application sa Philippine News Agency. Again, medyo pagpasensyahan para sa mga kaubayan natin dahil it's part of the reorganization and also
Restructure na rin,
the restructuring na meron talagang birth pains. Kasi meron din kasing mga na employee noon sa PNA na hindi talaga reporter. Kumbaga political accommodation. So we have to fix that. No? Kailangan i-retrain yung lahat ng PNA. And lo and behold, ngayon marami na pong nagbabasa ng PNA. Our stories are shared 100, 200, 300, 1,000, 5,000 times already. But if you go to the Philippine News Agency Facebook page, meron na pong Facebook page from 0 to 9 to 20,000. We reach about almost a million people already weekly. So it's an ongoing, it's a work in progress.
Well, Secretary, being a former newscaster, commentator, At yun ay sinasabi nga natin can work as an advantage or could be a disadvantage in one way or the other. Siguradong mas alam na ninyo, kilala ninyo, more or less may idea kayo, sino yung mga tumatanggap ng payola, sino yung mga bayaran ng mga journalists, sino yung mga nala sa listahan ng iba-ibang mga payroll. But I am wondering, ang presidente, very vocal paglalabas ng mga kung ano-ano mga listahan. Ba't kayo hindi kayo naglalabas ng listahan? Sino ba yung mga tumatanggap? Before you answer that, we'll pause for a break. Ito ang programang Bawal ang Pikon. Get it straight with Daniel Razon. Kasama po natin Secretary Martin Andanar, Presidential Communications Operations Office. Sigurado mas may idea kayo sino yung mga tumatanggap sa media, sino yung mga nagkakaroon ng mga hindi magandang... ba't wala kayo nilalabas na listahan? O sa inyo galing yung mga whitelist kuminsan?
Sa palagay ko, Daniel, ang mahalaga kasi dito, this government of President Rodrigo Roa Duterte ay hindi dependent sa public relations companies. Meaning, we are strengthening our government media, PTV, Radyo ng Bayan, Philippine News Agency. We are strengthening RTVM, Philippine Information Agency, to disseminate government information. Now, that way, pag malakas po yung government media, we will be dependent on government media because maaasahan. Pag weak, kapag mahina kasi yung news agency mo, mahina yung TV mo, mahina yung radyo mo, mahina rin yung dyaryo, you will be definitely dependent dun sa public relations companies. So yun ang mahalaga dito.
Kaya may mga nagbabayad.
Of course, the public relations companies, hindi naman libre yan.
Babayaran mo yun.
Magbabayad ka sa kanila para i-release yung mga press releases, matulungan ka mag-strategize.
Exactly. But sometimes, yung mga binabayaran ng mga PR, yun ang nangungurap din doon sa mga journalist.
Well, what I can say is that we do not pay public relations companies.
Okay.
Walang pera na lumalabas sa gobyerno.
So wala kayong PR group na maintain?
No PR group at all.
Okay.
So that's why now that I am focused in running the media organization, meron tayong mga proyekto na lumalabas. Siguro hindi nyo alam na talagang galing sa PCOO, Dutertenomics. Yun. Isang project yon ng gobyerno, ng PCOO at ng Department of Finance na para ipaliwanag sa taong bayan kung ano yung mga economic policies ng Pangulo. So, Dutertenomics ngayon, it's already a byword. Real Numbers PH. Mamaya, sa PTV, merong lalabas na countering violent extremism. Yung mga ganong programa. Meron din kami mga media campaigns para sa ating tax reform. Ito lahat na ginagawa naming communication para ipaliwanag sa publiko, yung mga polisiya ng gobyerno. This is all made inside the Presidential Communications Operations Office, maximizing, for the first time, in a very, very long time, integrating PIA, PNA, PTV, Radyo ng Bayan. And of course, by the way, meron na rin po tayong dyaryo. Ang PCO, itong mula sa masa para sa masa.
Ano to? Libre?
Libre po. Para sa,
ano ang distribution nito?
Ang distribution nito sa mga PIA regional offices.
So wala pa yung makukuha ka sa mga stalls or something?
Kasi ngayon, meron kaming 10,000
ang circulation yun?
Na piniprint. Tapos yung iba naman kasi...
Daily? Is that daily?
No, this is monthly.
Monthly.
So yung mga supporters ni Presidente, sila na rin nag-i-imprint, ni-reprint nila. So, at least kompleto tayo. Meron tayong, I would always say this to PCO and the agencies. If you look at PCO and Presidential Communications, look at it as on-air, TV and radio, online, yung mga Facebook natin, because yung yung Presidential Communications, we started from 1,800 1,000 plus followers ngayon, 1 million na. And remember, during the time of Pinoy, it never used, yung mga speeches ni Pinoy before, hindi naman lahat ini-stream sa YouTube or sa Facebook. Facebook bago lang. Pero ngayon, when we came in on June 30, lahat ng speeches ng presidente naka-stream live sa Facebook. I'm sure you noticed that. So that's online. Being the first country to have partnered with Facebook in Asia, no? So even Facebook told me that kasi nag-partner kami nung 1 week before the inauguration. So on air, online, now maximizing the National Printing Office, pati yung ating Apple Production Unit, on print. Tapos alam mo Daniel, palagay ko ito naiintindihan mo naman to dahil ikaw ay talagang nasa grassroots while everyone is already lost in the maze of social media, ang pinakamalagang form of communication pa rin yung face-to-face. Yung mahawaan kita. So, refocus kami sa Philippine Information Agency as an on-ground or offline communications, development communications arm. So, on-air, online, on-print, and on-ground. Yun po yung...
How do you do that on-ground thing? Sino mga bumababa?
Meron po tayong mga Philippine Information Agency regional offices sa buong Pilipinas. Ngayon,
they go to the barrios? Or?
If I'm not mistaken, we have about 70 yung aming PIA offices around the country in different provinces. Magdadagdag pa kami ng 15 para kompleto na. And ang trabaho nila ay bumaba doon sa barangay, sa purok. Kausapin nila yung mga municipal information officers. And I am also convening the entire, the lahat ng municipal information officers for the first time after a very, very long time. I think the last time na na-convene sila was panahon ni President Gloria Macapagal-Arroyo.
Well, one of the most important things na dapat na ma-communicate ng PCOO sa mga tao ay yung thoughts ng presidente.
Opo.
At yung talagang kanyang position on everything. Isa sa mga naging controversial ngayon, itong, pwede paki-play yung itong naging labas ninyo tungkol sa martial law.
Opo.
Can you play that, please?
In the free society, there are groups who don't want to give independence. They are adamant on detaining peaceful spirits. They are distressing feelings with fears. Let us not allow them to terrify us. We will all fight in unity. Martial law should be the rule of the land. Martial law now.
Well, marami pong naging reaction regarding this plug na martial law should be the rule of the land. Was this consulted with the president?
Actually, what is important here, Daniel, is that number one, by the way, yung yung
plug,
yung animation na yon was created internally sa Presidential Communications. Again, wala kaming ginamit na outside. Nakita mo naman yung quality. Hindi siya ganun ka high-tech.
It was done by the PCOO people.
By the PCOO people.
Was it your idea?
It was an idea of one of the creative directors.
Okay.
Now, but what is important here, really, martial law, alam mo naman, Daniel, pag martial law, merong pro, merong anti.
Yes.
So, in this case, nag-react yung anti, and I think what is really important is that we listen to the reactions of people. Now, kung ayaw, then we pull it out. We take it down.
So this was taken out already?
That was taken out of the Presidential Communications Operations Facebook page.
Pero ito yung sa Facebook lang ninyo talaga nilagay ito?
No. In fact, that was also played in the first documentary of the PCOO explaining extremism and martial law. It aired on PTV and it was replayed 7 times. Napansin lang siya nung in-upload siya singularly sa Facebook kasi kasama siya sa buong programa .
Yes.
But when we receive negative reactions and we respect the the sentiments of the anti-martial law people in this land. So we took it out.
No, hindi, kasi hindi naman siguro din yung mga anti-martial law lang ang nag-react. Even Senator Coco Pimentel, who actually agrees with the declaration of the President in Mindanao. And kahit yung ibang mga, wala naman silang problema dun sa deklarasyon ng martial law sa Mindanao, o sa Marawi specifically, okay lang sa kanila yun. But they also reacted when they heard yung martial law should be the rule of the land. Should be the law of the martial law now. Parang medyo yun ang nagkaroon ng ano sa kanila. So what was that consulted with the president before you?
Hindi na kasi yung mga ganitong
hindi naman kailangan pa.
So hindi na umabot ito sa taas.
But what was the thought of the president with regard to this? Did he talk to you regarding
We haven't
this?
really talked about it. Basta you
decided to take it out.
Yeah, after I think a few less than 24 hours, it was taken out. So what is important is we listen to the people.
Yes.
We come up with communications. We've already released hundreds of videos, and this is one of those videos na alam naman natin pag martial law sa bansa natin, talagang maraming magre-react dyan. And we listen to the people. We listen to the reactions of the anti-martial law, those who don't want martial law, and we also listen to the people who believe in martial law.
Well, itong mga kasi kagaya nun, yung last time that you have you got the ire of the press doon sa statement mo tungkol doon sa tumatanggap ng $1,000 dolyar or what, ang mga nagsipagpuntahan doon. And I'm sure you're not going to say that without any basis at all.
Actually, I did not say na tumanggap. I just said that may mga offers. I did not say na kung sino yung tumanggap at meron tumanggap. Wala akong binanggit na gano'n. But that's already water under the bridge. And I believe that in the political drama of our country, or in any political drama for that
but
case,
for sure,
or
as a former broadcast journalist, alam mo kung meron nun.
Basta ako, Daniel, ang sa akin lang naman dyan is that if something happens na mga ganitong klaseng situations, in the heat of the moment, you get to say something, meron ka nakuhang impormasyon, or even in the courts, magsisigawan yung mga kakaibigan ng mga abogado, or even at home, magsisigawan kayo magkakapatid, or in any organization, and these things happen. Sa akin, I've spoken to Senate reporters individually, and we have moved on. No one was accused of receiving anything.
Okay, but for certain, isa sa mga gustong ilabanan ng gobyernong Duterte ay ang corruption.
Yeah.
And do you believe na ang media is part of the corruption?
I believe that the entire society, buong lipunan po ng Pilipinas, we need to do some internal cleansing. Kailangan natin magkaroon ng, well, it's part of change, pagbabago. Kailangan natin i-overhaul. Kung sa makina pa, merong mga makina kailangan i-overhaul, merong top overhaul. Iba, kailangan palitan mo lang ng mga, yung mga spark plug, piyesa lang. May ganun na, hindi lahat. But society, the Philippines in general, I think that we are on our way to become a tiger economy. We have the best workers in the world. Ang problema lang nga, nasa labas sila. Wala sa loob ng Pilipinas, majority of them. But we have a good educational system. Talagang direksyon lang. And that's the reason na nandito si Pangulong Rodrigo Roa Duterte para maitawid tayo. Kumbaga nandito na, sabi nga niya, para tayong aeroplano na nasa runway lang, hindi tayo maalago, hindi tayo lumilipad. So para lumipad na tayo.
So what would be your contribution para yung media natin ay malinis?
For example, fake news.
Yes.
I believe, Daniel, that dalawa yan. One is intentional, and the other one is system, procedures in an organization. Now, even the best of the best organization or news companies in the Philippines, hindi ko napapangalanan, ay merong mga maling na upload, maling na may erroneous, humingi ng erratum, lahat-lahat yan. I am sure that lahat ng mga professional news organizations in this land, including yours, if you commit a mistake, it's not intentional. At meron din naman na intentional talaga.
Yun yung mga fake news
Na talaga nilalabas yung fake news para mag-asar, para sirain yung... So, ang payo ko sa mga kababayan natin, siguro naman alam nyo kung ano yung mga bona fide news organizations, UNTV, nandyan yung ABS-CBN, nandyan yung GMA, TV5, PTV, lahat na yan, mga dyaryo, online, doon lang kayo sumunod. Doon kayo makinig. Total naman, because of internet, and we are all empowered here in this room and outside this room to complain or even to call out an organization, uy, mali yung sinabi mo. In fact, yan nga yung dahilan kung bakit marami na... Ngayon, alam na ng lahat pa, nagkakamaling isang organisasyon eh. Kino-call out agad eh. O yung picture na yan, Vietnam yan. O yung picture na yan, 2012 bombing pa yan.
O Honduras, o mga military Honduras,
yung mga
pulisyan.
ganun. Syempre, mako-call out ka. But again, the question is it intentional? Or is it part of the procedure of your workflow? Now, if it's part of the procedure in your workflow, then you can work on the workflow and improve your system or the way that you function.
How will that sit now with the declaration of the President? Like, halimbawa, binanggit mo nga, sundan ninyo yung mga organisasyon na talagang di naman nila ini-intensyon yung pagkakamali or kumbaga, talagang sometimes it really happens. Kahit nga minsan sa pangalan ang nilalagay, minsan hindi naman si President ganito, ibang nailagay na pangalan. Doon lang si graphics. But the President made his statement with regard to the renewal of ABS-CBN's franchise. At sinasabi niya, hindi dapat i-renew yan. Does that sit well with the...
That's a very good question, Daniel. That's a very good question. The President is a staunch supporter and has been one of the, I would say, the biggest person behind freedom of the press. Sa Davao pa siya, hanggang dito, naniniwala si Presidente ng freedom of the press. Na hindi niya pinapakialaman kung anong sinusulat ninyo, newscast ninyo, kung anong, in fact, sabi niya, yung PTV, kailangan independent editorial yung gagawin. Na hindi basta't gobyerno ka o miyembro ka ng administrasyon, ehekutibo, hindi ka babanatan. Gawin mo yung trabaho mo para hindi ka banatan ng stasyon mo. Why do I say this? You know, action speaks louder than words. The first administrative order na pinirmahan po ni Pangulong Rodrigo Roa Duterte. Ito po yung AO na ginawa ng Presidential Communications Operations Office. Ano yun? Ito yung Task Force on Media Security. Naniniwala ang Pangulo na kailangan ang media natin ay safe. Hindi po sila inaapi. Hindi pinapatay. That's AO number 1. Task Force on Media Security. Number 2, ano pa yung mga trinabaho namin sa PCOO nung tayo po'y pumasok doon? Daniel, Executive Order number 2. Executive Order number 2 is the creation of the freedom of information to ensure that the executive department is as transparent as you can get, as we can get. At ito rin ay hindi lang para sa media, kundi para sa regular na mga citizen na pwede nilang malaman kung saan napunta yung proyektong ito ng DPWH. I would say that the President being one of the staunch allies of those who fight for the freedom of the press and freedom of information and our transparency in government. That signing of AO number 1 and Executive Order number 2 should be enough for people to understand na presidente natin talagang...
When did the signing of AO1 and AO2 happen?
The Executive Order number 2, which is the Freedom of Information, was signed a few days before the State of the Nation address last year. Administrative Order number 1, hindi ko masabi siya kung ano yung
Exacto,
eksaktong
but
petsa.
more
But
or
ito yung
less.
una na pinagmano
Yes,
more.
yes,
Ito yung number 1 AO ng presidente.
So that means it came before the statement of the president na haharangin niya ang renewal ng franchise ng ABS-CBN. And now, are you saying that the president is not serious when he said that? Before you answer that, we'll pause for a break. Ito ang programang Bawal ang Pikon. Get it straight with Daniel Rosal. Sa po natin Secretary Martin Andanar, Presidential Communications Operations Office. At, well, kaya ko lang medyo dinihimay na dahil nangyari yung AO na pirmahan. Well, that was actually earlier. No? And before the President made his statement na aharangin niya yung renewal ng franchise ng ABS-CBN. It seems that hindi nag-uupo pareho yon sa isang magandang level. Ano? Ibig sabihin ba hindi seryoso, Presidente, when he said that?
No, the president is serious in everything that he says.
So that means if the president is serious in everything that he says, and he said nahaharangin niya at hindi na dapat na maipa-renew pa ang franchise ng ABS-CBN, and then now you're saying na he advocates yung freedom na
The press.
Alin doon ang talagang mag-hold?
Kasi ganito yan.
Haharangin niya ba o hindi?
The president,
Seryoso siya, di ba?
he is a man of the law. Nagsimula yung prosecutor,
Yes,
tapos
yes.
naging vice mayor, naging congressman, ngayong pangulo ng bansa natin. He came in, he won the presidency. That's a platform of law and order, one of the platforms. Now, anong sinasabi ng presidente? Kung meron kang mga paglabag sa batas, then talagang tutuluyan ka. As far as the law is concerned, we must understand na merong naging personal experience si Pangulong Duterte with ABS-CBN. At kinakwento naman niya ng ating Pangulo tungkol doon sa advertisement na binayaran na ng Campo Duterte.
Hindi pinalabas.
Na hindi pinalabas. And that's a personal experience of the President.
And
Now,
he believes na yun ay isang bagay na paglabag doon sa congressional franchise. Can we have that statement of the President, please, para makuha natin yung eksakto with regard dun sa statement ng Presidente tungkol dun sa harangin niya yung renewal ng franchise ng ABS. Please, so, meaning, he believes, because it's a congressional franchise, and alam naman natin, may aliado ang Presidente sa Congress. At pwede niyang ipa-scrutinize yung lahat ng mga bagay na yon para masabi na hindi ka na dapat i-renew. Because the renewal will be another 25 years.
Yeah. Now, since the President, as I said earlier, he's a man of law and he respects the Constitution. Siya yung number 1 talaga dyan.
Yes. Oo.
Now, you mentioned it will go through Congress, to the Senate for approval. The President believes and respects the independence of Congress and the Senate. So, siguro, hindi ko alam kung kailan mag-expire ang franchise ng ABS-CBN. Let's just wait for that time to happen, to unfold sa Congress, sa Senado, and for the executive to
But you believe
decide.
that, but are you one with the President in saying na with all of these things, kasi syempre may basis siya, niya sinasabi, na hindi na dapat i-renew ang franchise ng ABS-CBN?
I am one with the President that we all must follow the law. Lahat. Whether it's a franchise, whether may pinatay kang tao, or whether nagnakaw ka, or may nabangga ka, hindi ka sumunod sa batas trapiko. One of the most important ingredients in making this society successful and for more businesses to flow in, mga investments, is for us to have law and order.
That's right.
Pag walang law and order,
That's right.
di ba?
So
wala.
you have to follow the law. But of course, lahat naman yan Pag sinabi ng Presidente, ganito. Pag nag-order ng Presidente, sabihin niya, gawin niyo to, dapat ito yung gusto kong mangyari. But it doesn't mean na gagawin mo na lang without the due process of the law.
May due process yan.
But what you will be pushing is actually how to find yung way to adhere with the statement of the President. Di ba? Parang hanapin mo ang legal na paraan para hindi ma-renew ang franchise ng ABS-CBN.
Yung Presidente kasi, as I said earlier, alam naman natin lahat na prosecutor yan, alam niya yung batas.
Yes.
Inside and out, alam niya yan. No, now, kung ano yung sinabi ng Pangulo, yun yung kanyang tawag na policy, executive policy.
And he believes, pag sinabi niya executive policy on, he believes na may punto siya bakit sinasabi niya na hindi na yan dapat na ma-renew.
May punto siya.
And your obligation and the obligation of those who are allied of the President is to look for that point and to strengthen that point and make it happen. Di ba ganun yan?
Yun ang magiging trabaho ngayon ni Secretary Sal Panelo as the Chief Presidential Legal Counsel. Trabaho din ni Justice Secretary Aguirre at magiging trabaho din ni Soljen Calida. Itong mga legal points na yan. But it will go through the process. Like I said, the President respects the Constitution, respects the process, respects the independence of Congress and the Senate. Yung mga congressional franchises, talagang dadaan sa Congress yan, dadaan sa Senado yan, pipirmahan yung mga yan. So
are you also looking for like ways on how to strengthen that statement of the President to support yung sinabi niya na hindi na dapat
Palagay ko kasi, Daniel, hindi na namin kailangan kami as a Presidential Communications Operations Office or si Ernie Abella who is assigned to speak on behalf of the President. I don't think he needs to find or support that statement. Kasi the President knows the law more. I'm not a lawyer. Ernie is not a lawyer. So he knows what he's talking about.
So kayo, hindi kayo nagko-consult with the President ba with regard to what you're going to tell the people?
Meron mga pagkakataon, Daniel, na kailangan.
Okay.
May mga pagkakataon na we ask him, we clarify statements. At especially nung mga bago pa lang tayo nag-start sa administrasyon, siyempre kami lahat sa cabinet, getting to know each other, getting to know the President more. Kasi tandaan nyo na yung sumama kay Pangulo sa Malacanang from Davao, hindi naman ganun kadami. Yung mga taga Davao, meaning these are the people who have been with the President for the last 20, 22, 23 years in politics, na kilala nila si Presidente. And most of us coming from the outside, bago. Ibig sabihin, we had to get to know each other. So yung mga panahon na yon, we always ask kung ano yung ibig sabihin yan. Pero ngayon kasi na medyo 1 year na tayo.
Yes. Medyo kapado na.
Kapado na, pero hindi pa rin 100%.
What was the most difficult statement of the President that you need to defend sa pagsasalita ninyo na medyo parang nahirapan kayong depensa?
Well, the first experience that I had to face the media immediately was when the President read his statement and went off the cuff in Davao City before we were leaving for Lao. This was for the ASEAN. At doon nagalit si Presidente kay ex-President Barack Obama. That was our first experience. That was my first experience. That was first experience for Ernie also. So pagdating doon sa Lao, talagang we had to huddle with Secretary Dominguez, with Secretary, I think it was Del Lorenzana, Ernie and myself. Yun ang yun
Kasi
ang
parang,
first time namin.
parang everybody was expecting that the President will sit beside Obama, sa gitna nila, di ba? Tapos hindi yun ang nangyari. Pero yun ang statement na nilabas ninyo.
Actually,
Ano ba story?
Hindi kasi kato, Daniel. Yung mga sitting arrangements,
Yes.
nilabas yan ng presidential news desk.
Okay.
You never release these things.
Okay.
Before I knew it, nirelease na.
So hindi sa inyo galing?
No, the presidential news desk is under the PCOO.
Okay.
So nanggaling doon sa news desk, nirelease sa media. But
Alright.
you never release these types of information. In fact, meron kaming booklet na binibigay. Siyempre, bago pa lang ang administrasyon eh.
So, bakit hindi nila alam na they're not supposed to do that? Did you reprimand them as well?
Bago din eh.
Okay.
And of course, na-reprimand. No? In fact, lahat naman nag-a-adjust. For example, yung booklet na maliit na pag lumipad ng presidente, ay makakatanggap ka ng booklet na yon, giving you the information of that country, the information of the economy, the president, and whoever we are meeting in that country. Nung time na yun, halos lahat sa eroplano binibigyan. And then later on, siyempre mag-a-adjust ka, hindi pala kailangan bigyan lahat. Bibigyan mo mga secretaries lang. Mga ganyan. So, naturally, lahat naman ay mag-a-adjust talaga in new job, in a new organization. And when that happened, nandun na, nangyari na eh, di ba? But what was difficult really was the morning after that we had to talk to the media about what the president said about Barack Obama.
Yes. Tapos yung sinabi niya, tapos ang nangyari, yung inirelease nyo naman na seating arrangement, hindi naman yun ang nangyari.
Hindi nangyari.
Parang lumalabas na nagkaroon ng misinformation on your part.
Misinformation. But, these things happen and we learn from these things. We learn from protocols and talagang ang sinasabi ko lang ay pag meron kang pagkakamali, kung meron kayong nagawang hindi dapat gawin, we should learn from all of those mistakes.
At wag nang wag na depensahan. Sabihin na lang.
No, wag nang depensahan. Ako naman, even if it wasn't me who released it,
you take responsibility.
I take responsibility as the head of the department.
Yes.
And Daniel, nobody wants to make a mistake.
Yeah, correct.
Okay. So even if that person released it, we didn't fire that person. He's just working. That person who released it, mind you, is a veteran journalist from the Cordilleras, from Baguio. Magaling. Magaling. But nagkamali.
Protocols.
Protocol. Wala namang gusto magkamali.
Yes,
Diba?
correct.
So sabi, basta matutulan tayo.
Well, as a former commentator and a journalist as well, one of the things that we in the broadcast industry practice is, of course, we pursue questions most of the time that we really wanted to be answered. Diba? And on the other hand, ang trabaho mo naman ngayon, umiwas kung makakaiwas ka dun sa mga tanong na ayaw mo sagutin. Di ba?
Para alam ko na saan mapunta to.
Di ba meron mga ganun, may mga tipong ganun. But how do you manage now? Because you're actually living in a different kind of world.
Yeah.
Di ba na parang dati, parang alam mo, pagka ikaw ang sinagot ng ganun, maiinis na ako pag ako sinagot ng ganun dati. Pero ngayon, ikaw ang gumagawa nun.
Well, ganito lang, no? Again, it's all about empowering the different agencies that you have. Although I'm a secretary, I have 4 undersecretaries, I have a number of assistant secretaries, I have heads of agencies, head of Philippine News Agency, head of PIA, head of PTV. I empower them to speak on behalf of their agencies. Okay, so wala naman akong iniiwasan na mga tanong. I just make my agencies responsible and accountable for what they also do. So pag meron mga issues regarding the agencies that I run, I let the head of agency answer it. And kung talagang hindi niya talagang kayang sagutin, that's the only time that I come in. For example, si spokesperson Abelia is my undersecretary. When I gave him the responsibility, the full responsibility, not only to speak on behalf of the president, because the president gave him that responsibility, but other matters in government which I am supposed to speak on behalf. I must follow my order. Alam mo yung gano'n, hindi pwede na, inutos ko kay Ernie to, sinabi ko sa kanya, nagawin niya to, tapos sasapawan ko. Hindi gano'n. So, gano'n din sa mga ibang agencies. So, wala tayong iiwas ka lang naman sa isang issue kung talaga meron kang maling ginawa. Kung meron kang talagang...
No, pero is that what you have learned? Kasi parang ang makikita mo ngayon, hindi ba mas naintindihan mo ngayon yung dati? Kasi noon, nasa side tayo ng journalist. Pumupukpok tayo. We wanted this, we wanted this. Pero there are things na hindi dahil niiwasan mo, hindi dahil ayaw mong sabihin, but may tamang panahon, no? Hindi pa parang hindi ko pa pwede itong sabihin eh. But of course, you will egg na, do you now have that kind of parang thinking na kaya pala ganoon sila noon? Nung ako yung pumupukpok, kaya pala may times na ganito na hindi basta sila mas may understanding ka na ba ngayon?
Oo, kasi Daniel, of course, minsan yung mga issues of national security na alam kong sinishare lang ba sa amin sa security cluster at nababasa ko sa mga thread. Tapos alam ko na yung sagot. Pero,
kahit na alam mo sagot,
pero hindi ko pwedeng
sabihin.
Of course, kung ikaw naman, if I wear my commentator hat, talagang frustrating na hindi ko masabi.
Dahil parang dapat, sa palagay mo, kung as a commentator, dapat sabihin na to.
So ako, when I accepted the job, na binigay sa atin ng presidente, I left that hat dun sa pintuan. Pero, kapag kapag kausap ko yung sa government media, PTV po, Radyo ng Bayan, PNA, of course, sabi ko, lahat ng gusto nyong storya, isulat nyo kung gusto nyo.
Nasa inyo, bahala kayo.
Nasa inyo yun. Ngayon,
kung ano yung tanong lang na masasagot namin on our part,
yun lang.
yun ang sasagutin namin. Pero paano ka magsinungaling?
Hindi mo sisinungaling.
Hindi, di ba?
Alam mo, hindi, ganito.
Hindi, ganito. Halimbawa, tatanong, di ba, ganun tayo, tatanungin kita. Ako yung journalist. Secretary, kailan ho ba yung ganito? Kailan ho ba yung ganyan? Kahit na alam mo na, pero sa tingin mo, hindi mo dapat sabihin or hindi dapat sa iyo manggaling, magsisinungaling ka. Di ba ganun?
Hindi naman. Sabihin ko lang, gusto kong sagutin yung tanong mo. Pero hindi kasi ako yung otoridad para magsalita niyan. I'd like to defer you to the Secretary of Foreign Affairs.
Had you never experienced na, wala ka pa ba experience na talaga nagsinungaling ka? Dahil, not on the intention na ilingid yung katotohanan, but on the intention na sabihin mo lang, kasi medyo matter of, medyo delikado to, wala pang ganun. Parang yung anak mo na pag, halimbawa, inom ka na ng gamot, hindi ako niya mapait, hindi, matamis doon. Diba? Parang may mga tipong gano'n. Meron bang gano'n?
So far, wala pa naman. Basta, sinasabi ko lang, hindi ko po masasagot yan. I'd like to answer that. But I am not the authority to ask. I am not in the position to give you the answer. But let me refer you to the person who's heading that agency, General Esperon. Ito number ni General Esperon, tatawagan ko siya na sumagot sa'yo.
But generally, pagka naman, alam mo pwede naman sagutin, sasagutin mo naman. Pagalitan ka na ba ng presidente?
Hindi pa naman.
Doon sa mga statements minsan na parang ang labas, ang inirarab ng mga, like halimbawa, alam naman natin mga netizens, parang ang nirarab ng iba, and there are those who actually oppose ang ginagawa naman ninyo. No? Parang ang pinapalabas nila ay misinformation. Was that the reason bakit hindi ka na ngayon nagsasalita lately?
Hindi naman. The reason why I gave the responsibility, everything, to Ernie was because yung PCOO is composed of 8-9 agencies. Ngayon, our government media is not as strong as it should be. Imagine the citizens, tayong lahat, we're paying taxes and a portion of that goes to government media. It's not justifiable na tuloy-tuloy yung paggastos ng taong bayan para sa PTV, Radyo ng Bayan, Philippine News Agency, PIA, na hindi naman maayos yung mga ahensya. Ako, I promised to the President, I promised to myself, to God, the country, that given a chance to serve 6 years, when I leave my work, there will be lasting institutional reforms. Kailangan lumakas yung PTV. Kailangan yung Philippine News Agency will be again the wire agency of the country. Radyo ng Bayan, kailangan malakas na rin siya. Philippine Information Agency, Apo Production Unit, National Printing Office, Bureau of Communication Services, National News Information Bureau. Dapat lahat ng ito should be a better agency when we leave office. Because sabi nga ni Presidente Ramos na ang responsibilidad natin sa ating lipunan ay to make our society better than what we for example, kung ngayon pumasok ka ngayon at nung pumasok ka sa UNTV, ganito yung UNTV, ngayon you brought it to the next level. That is your legacy already. That is your contribution to your organization. And that is your legacy to the people. Because your job, Daniel, is to give quality content, not only for your organization, but to the entire public. That's why you have a franchise to run this media company of yours. That is your primordial responsibility as a broadcaster and as a CEO of this company. The same way that kami din sa gobyerno dapat ganon. So when we leave, it should be better than kung ano yung nadatnan namin.
So ikaw yung nagbigay ng instruction ngayon kay Secretary Abella na ikaw na lang magsasalita.
Yeah.
Ako hindi na muna ako magsasalita.
Yeah, because you know, in science, you have the left and the right brain. So the left brain, turo sa amin sa management school, ito yung in charge dun sa pag-analyze, ito yung in charge sa pagsasalita, ito yung in charge sa pagpapatakbo ng mga bagay. And your right brain, which is in charge of the creativity, ito pagtatayo ng mga programang ganito o yung mga bagong ideas. Now, if you're heavily invested or if you're busy answering for the president, talking for the president, there is a tendency for you to neglect the other side of the brain, which is responsible to improve your organization.
So why did you do that for the past 1 year? Kasi, di ba, yung umpisa, yung salto na yun, ikaw nagsasalita.
Kami dalawa ni Ernie. Actually, hindi.
But in most cases...
Hindi, ganito, Daniel. Actually, ganito lang kasimple yan. Nung nagsimula kami, o di, kinusap ko ng presidente, sabi niya, ano bang gusto mong gawin? Sabi ko, boss, if you really want me to be effective, operations. I'll run all of these agencies. Sabi niya, dili ka gusto mag-spokesman? Sabi ko sa Bisaya, dili sa ako mag-spokesman mayor kay di mo na ako mag-spokesman mayor kasi kailangan patakbuhin. Okay, sige. Kunin mo si Ernie Abella, hanapin mo. So hinanap ko si Ernie. So originally ganun. Pero but when we came in already, I remember that Ernie told me na hindi niya kayang sagutin yung mga tawag na media early in the morning. So sabi ko, sige, sasagutin ko. For you, I will cover for you 5 a.m. to 10 a.m.
Early person ka eh.
Alam mo, Daniel, kung talagang babalikan natin lahat ng tapes, 10% lang doon. Or maybe 5% lang TV guesting. Or maybe less. Halos lahat doon, radyo, radio interviews.
Okay.
But you know, with social media nowadays, even your radio interview becomes magnified on social media. Andun yung picture mo, nasalita ka na parang nagsasalita ka sa TV. Pero that wasn't the case. I was just answering from 5 to 10 a.m.
So parang yun ang kinover mo sa kanya.
Yeah, and then, of course...
And who will do that for him now? Kasi kung ganun yung prinsipyo pa rin, onwards, if we're going to look at it, sino magsasalita ng 5 to 10? Parang di kami pwedeng tumawag ng between 5 to 10. Morning ang programa namin.
Sige, tawagan mo ako. Para sa'yo. Gising ako, para sa'yo. Para sa'yo, gising ako.
Hindi, gising ka. Maaga ka naman talaga gumigising eh. So, pero sino magko-cover kay Secretary Abella ngayon doon? Kung nag-withdraw ka na at itong onwards, parang sinasabi mo sa kanya, bahala ka na dyan. Hindi na ako magsasalita.
Well, kasi I gave him the authority to manage the content, the messaging of the Presidential Communications Operations Office and the President. Now, he has leeway to manage it. Hindi ko papakialaman yung kanyang management kung paano gagawin ni Ernie yan. But so far, nagagawa naman ni Ernie yung trabaho niya. And I gave him a support staff. Yung buong content ni messaging kasi, yung gumagawa ng mga press releases, etc. Na yun ang binuo ko from the very beginning. So that is ready with Ernie. So he takes care of that. Ako, I take care of the hardware. I take care of the behind the scenes. So I make sure that merong signal si Ernie. Meron siyang satellite, meron siyang microwave para makaano siya. I make sure na meron siyang platform na pwede niyang tayuan at pwede siya magsalita. That's what I do now.
Pero di ba meron si Presidente na direct order mismo sa kanya? Or galing lahat sa yung order para kay Secretary Abella?
Speaking on behalf of as presidential spokesperson, siya talaga. But dati kasi, yung hatian namin ni Ernie was that pati yung mga departmental na mga issues na dapat sagutin, ako yung sumasagot in the morning. So, pero ngayon, sa kanya lahat.
So, meaning to say, tinanggal ka na ngayon, o tinanggal mo sarili mo, o sino ba?
I took out myself.
So, ikaw na nag-alis sa sarili mo being a spokesperson. Kasi dati, you also act as a spokesperson.
I acted as a / spokesperson because during that time, siyempre bago lang, so kailangan pang back-upan, kailangan dalawa kami ni Ernie. But now that everything's laid in place, yung aming content group nandun na, kompleto na, at naka-adjust na si Ernie sa trabaho. So kaya niya nang
So was
niya.
that the sole your decision or is it also the decision of the president?
No, that was my decision.
Na gano'n na. So
I met him, I met Ernie one morning
but did you tell the president
sa Blue Gray.
na sinabi mo na sa kanya na hindi na po ako hindi na ako mag spokesperson sa inyo?
No,
Si Secretary
because
Abella.
from the very beginning, sir, yun talaga yung understanding ng Presidente. I'm not the spokesperson. I'm really the operations guy. It just so happened that, yun nga, nagpapa-interview sa umaga, so people thought that I was also a spokesperson.
Pero nakalagay yun, di ba? Talagang you're also a spokesperson with
no.
Secretary Abella.
No, yung understanding namin ni Presidente ay patakbuhin ko talaga yung mga agencies. Yun talaga yung trabaho ko.
Alright.
But sabi ko, like what I said, I promised the President, after 1 year, I can already speak on your behalf. And but that didn't happen kasi for the first 10 months, I was defending the President. So now, I'm focusing on building the agencies, the bureaucracy under PCOO, and give me about, kasi 10 months yun na wala pagpapatakbo eh. So give me 10 months and I'll be...
So ito ngayon, puro si Secretary Abella na ang magko-cover dun sa lahat ng being the spokesperson. Pero paano nga yung problema natin ng 5 to 10?
So tawag pa sa ikaw, tawagan mo ako.
Paano yung iba? Baka di mo ako sagutin, ha?
Sagutin kita.
So, hindi ka na Indian ngayon. Pilipino ka na.
Cowboy.
In-Indian mo ako 3 beses, eh. Eto, di ba? Pumunta ka kay Karen. Dapat may schedule ka sa akin tapos hindi mo ako pinuntahan. Pumunta ka kay Karen Davila.
Hindi ko maalala yun.
Selective memory ka na. Sabi ko nga kay Mocha Sabi mo kay Secretary, anda na. 3 beses niya na ako in-Indian. Pero question.
Love is sweeter the third time.
Si Mocha, how do you find si Mocha? Ikaw ba kumuha kay Mocha o pinakuha sa'yo?
Mocha is a...
Ikaw kumuha sa kanya?
Presidential appointee. No, she was an appointee of the president. She was chosen.
Pinili siya ng presidente.
Handpicked by the president.
Okay. Pero sa under mo inilagay. So how do you find her?
Si Mocha kasi, she's one of the biggest internet or online social media persons in our country with 5 million followers and growing very fast. And die-hard supporter of the president. So, yung mga followers ni Presidente online ay sinusundan si Mocha. Now, it is logical for the president to hire Mocha, not only because Mocha helped him during the campaign, but also para maitawid, madala yung mensahe ng Pangulo, ng Ehekutibo sa masang Pilipino. Yun yung major contribution ni Mocha sa PCOO. Now, kung titingnan mo yung SWS survey, at yung Pulse Asia survey, nag-dip ng konti yung DE. Yung DE o CDE. Nag-dip ng konti. Now, it has got to do with communications also. Kasi ibig sabihin, hindi mo nasasabi sa masa kung anong ginagawa ng gobyerno. So, MOCA is one of the solutions to that. Na para maipakita natin sa publiko, sa masang Pilipino, sa mga supporters sa Presidente, na teka, may ginagawa. May ginagawa. Ito yung ginagawa ng Presidente. Si MOCA will be the one to explain, to communicate Dutertenomics to the masses, the tax reform to the masses. So she's one of the messengers.
So anong independence na binigay mo sa kanya? Or lahat ng kanyang dapat na i-upload or dapat dumaan sa'yo? Meron bang ganun?
Wala naman ganyan. Sabi nga nila don't reinvent the wheel if it's not broken. No? So maayos naman. But I remind Mocha na ASEC ka na ngayon, Assistant Secretary ka na, you represent the department, you're an ambassador of the department, so whatever you do will reflect on the department. And si Mocha naman matalino si Mocha So, naiintindihan naman niya yun.
So ano ang restrictions?
Sabi ko sa kanya na there are repercussions if you say something in your blog, there will always be repercussions. So pinapaliwanag ko sa
kanya. So ano ang restrictions mo sa kanya? May binigay ka bang mga, ito yung mga hindi mo dapat sabihin, hindi mo dapat gawin? Meron bang sort of that?
Sinabi ko lang sa kanya na you strengthen your editorial team sa sarili niyang blog para makaiwas tayo dun sa mga mga impormasyon na dapat hindi natin ina-upload. Para hindi fake news halimbawa in dating mga ganon. Kasi ang laki ng vlog ni mas malaki 5 million mas malaki pa sa amin sa PCO sa PCO 1 million PCO.
Itong latest nitong nakikipagbakbakan siya kay DJ Mo.
DJ Mo.
Paano bang sabi mo sa kanya doon? In-advise mo sa kanya doon?
Kasi ano yun I think meron talaga silang personal na alitan ni DJ Mo. So, meron mga bagay na hindi ko na pinapakialaman kung sarili niya yun. Di ba?
No, but it has something to do with yung tungkol dun sa mga soldiers. Diba?
Yun I think Mocha already released her statement. And yun na yun, para kay Mocha.
You have a program with Mocha.
I have a podcast with Mocha every Sunday 9 o'clock. Pero kahapon di ako
Bakit podcast?
Na-Indian ko kahapon.
At least dalawa na kami. Babalik ang Filipino citizenship ko. Hindi, bakit podcast lang? Bakit hindi kayo mag-TV or something? May Channel 4 naman, di ba?
We'll start as a podcast. Maganda kasi sa internet ngayon, Daniel, alam mo naman na pwede kayong gumawa ng program sa internet kapag nag-click sa internet.
Tsaka mo
i-spin off. Kasi iba rin kasi yung cost sa TV. Siyempre, iba yun
Correct.
Production cost, kuryente, lahat. Diba? So, pag nag-hit sa online, may karapat dapat mo ilagay sa TV.
Yes.
Mahirap naman na bago lang, lalagay namin kaagad. Tapos pala, flop yung show. So, so iniisip ko pa rin yung cost. Relative to
pero you're investing
television.
on news programs ng Channel 4, di ba?
Yeah. RTVM, for example, that's where we do the podcast sa RTVM. For the longest time, Daniel, ang RTVM, ibig sabihin niya radio, television, Malacanang. For the longest time, walang R doon. Walang radio.
TV lang talaga.
So, sabi ko nga sa nila, nasaan yung radio nyo? Wala, sir dapat hindi RTVM, dapat TVM lang to. Sabi ko, hangarap ako ng pwesto. May maging pwesto dito, lagyan natin ng radio booth. So ito, may pwesto. So ngayon, pleto na.
So you can
talaga.
broadcast actually from there.
We can broadcast there, we can podcast there, we can do anything.
And you do that live ba?
No,
Yung podcast
no,
niya,
that's tape.
naka-tape
Tape
na.
yun. Kasi mahirap every Sunday. Hirap
Hindi naman napapagsilosa na asawa mo si Mama.
Then,
Totoo yan, ha? Parang,
hindi sinungaling.
parang iba yung Hindi naman, wala namang sinasabi.
Hindi.
Secretary.
Alam mo si Mo kasi, nag-guest na sa amin yan eh. Sa amin ni paring Erwin. Sa TV5 noon.
Oo.
Nag-guest na yan. So, hindi naman.
So, paano ka ngayon? Anong feeling mo ngayon na dati ikaw yung bumabakbak?
Dami na ako na
ikaw
pinabakbakan.
binabakbakan ngayon.
Okay lang. It comes with the territory. Hindi naman lahat ng tao appreciate yung trabaho mo. Number two, I take it as a guideline, a guidepost also, na kung binabakbakan ako, pinapahinggan ko, and then I internalize, tama ba yung sinasabi niya o namimerso na lang. Tapos, and I learn to separate the chaff from the grain. Kapag digit yung sinasabi, then I call my staff. I go, teka, binabakbakan na nito, ganto. Alam mo, tama yung sinasabi niya eh. So, gawin natin to. So,
nadinig mo ba nang binabakbakan kita? Hindi naman.
Walang report na nakarating. Walang report. Hindi ata yung ko ata doon sa RTVM.
Hindi sinabi.
Hindi sinasabi.
Pero dun sa mga ganung tipo, paano mo nga tinitingnan sa sarili mo after this administration? Kasi syempre, alam mo, sabi nga nila, once a broadcaster, always a broadcaster. Diba? Parang...
Depende. Kung may programa kayo para sa akin, di pasok ako dito.
Pwede.
Well, basta ngayon, just strive to do my best to institutionalize reforms for PCOO, for PTV, Radyo ng Bayan, PNA, PIA, and the rest of the agencies. Leave government or the bureaucracy better than kung nadatnan ko. Sa ngayon, doon ako naka-focus.
Okay. Babalik ko lang para di naman kasi pinahanap ko ngayon lang yata nakita. Para lang at least alam nila na pinahanap ko talaga. Ito yung statement kasi ng Presidente, binabanggit ko sa inyo kanina with regard to the renewal ng franchise ng ABS-CBN, which I think will expire this year. This year na ba yan? Paki-roll lang natin, please.
Gabi Lopez, I paid ABS-CBN 2,800,000. I was only able to gather money during the last weeks of my candidacy nung tumaas na ang rating ko because historically 3-4 lang ako. Then suddenly 2 weeks, nag-akyat ako ng 36%. Mating na yung pera, nagmakaawa ako sa inyo kasi wala akong pera, wala akong historical propaganda sa TV. Sabi ko, pwede ba ito isingit ninyo? Tinanggap ninyo yung pera ko. I never bothered to show my propaganda. Pagkatapos ng eleksyon, kinalimutan na ninyo, hindi naman nyo sinauli yung pera. You did it to me, kay Romulo, kay Cayetano, kay Chis Escudero, at marami pa. Ngayong franchise ninyo, kumpiyansa kayo because ang franchise is renewable this year. If you are in operation for 25 years, maganda ang record mo, no need for another franchise. But I'm telling you now, I will be filing charges of multiple syndicated staff. Kawalang hiya inyong
At yung isang sinasabi ko, aside from that, yung interview na sinasabi niya mismo na haharangin niya yung renewal. Meron yun eh. Meron yun, it was an ambush interview. Hindi sa ganitong ina-ambush siya tapos sinabi niya talaga na harangin ko yung ng renewal. Anyway, yun yung sinasabi kong para mahina naghahanap. Patrain kayo sa PCO. But just the same, yung point pa rin na yun, kasi there was a statement from the President, sinasabi niya nga yung pagharang sa ganitong para doon sa renewal ng ABS-CBN. And of course, I know you also have the heart of a journalist. And did you communicate with him regarding these matters dito sa usapin na to, Secretary?
Well, napag-uusapan, but the main point really is it's now a legal issue. Now, legally, I'm sure ABS-CBN, meron naman silang kanilang mga abogado, battery of lawyers, then siguro harapin na lang nila yung sinasabi ni Pangulong Duterte na...
Did you give your thoughts to the President with regard to this? I mean, para din doon sa pag-develop ng communications ninyo with regard to releases and all of these things because this will be rubbed as well.
Yeah. Meron kami mga conversations ni Pangulong Duterte and kasi this is done in confidence. So hindi ko
Yan ang paraan ng pagtanggi sa pag-iwas sa
hindi ko ma-broadcast kasi siya, papaalam ko muna sa kanya.
So, maganda naman pala ang pagkakasabi. Kung palit tayo ngayon, halimbawa, ikaw ngayon, ako ngayon ng PCO o secretary, paano mo sasabihin sa akin ngayon?
Maiintindihan ko na yung trabaho mo.
Naintindihan ko.
Consultant mo na lang ako.
Sabi mo, naintindihan ko na ngayon yun. But just the same, nagpapasalamat po ako sa pagkakataon. At least after a while, ay nakapunta kayo. What will the people expect? Ano ba yung DDS? Davao Death Squad? Ano ba yung...
Ang ibig sabihin, die-hard Duterte supporter.
Die-hard Duterte supporter.
Supporter. So, ngayon, Duterte Digital Soundbite.
Duterte Digital Soundbite. So, ano ngayon i-develop dito? What are we going to expect from
the podcast? From the podcast? Mga behind the scenes nangyayari sa palasyo, mga balita, mga pag-explain about mga policies ni Pangulong Duterte, yung mga nakaraang episode, ay yung mga nakaraang activities of the President going around the country. Also, para kausapin din yung mga kababayan natin through Skype, through online. Basically, nilalapit lang natin ang taong bayan, especially the supporters of the President, sa Malacanang. It's open to everyone. So pwedeng tumawag, pwedeng mag-complain, lahat.
Well, the time that you were still doing your commentary, you've been very vocal eh. Alam mo yung mga tipong siyempre.
Si Erwin yan. Si Erwin ang...
Sali ka din dun eh.
Oo, tama.
Kaya pagka umaga, magkasabay tayong program natin.
Tama.
Napanood kita eh. So sinasabi mo yung mga ayaw mo, sino ang pinaka-ayaw mo sa gabinete?
Sa gabinete dati?
Ngayon.
Dati? Hindi, lahat gusto ko.
Yan, hindi ka nagsisinungaling dyan.
Alam mo, yung...
Kasi, siyempre, di ba, meron din namang does not sit well with the...
Hindi naman. We all work as a team.
Wala bang faction din sa inyo?
In the cabinet. Mga tanong ganyan. Wala. But team unity.
Walang faction?
Team unity yun. Team unity. That's how I see it.
Team unity? Parang walang hiwa-hiwalay, walang grupo ng ganito na sila yung magkakausap. Dito, magkakausap. Walang ganon?
Wala. Napansin ko lang yung mga clustered groups ng cabinet. For example, yung merong cluster ng infrastructure, DPWH, DOT, yung mga clusters yun ang magiging close talaga. Yung cluster ng national security, siyempre sila yung nakikita parate. Ako, I'm a member of almost all clusters because of the information that
so ikaw ang paru-paro sa kanila.
Paru-paro.
Na lahat, meron kang access sa lahat. Eh, no? So nalalaman mo chismis sa lahat.
May
paligid.
Ikwento ko sa iyo. Off the record. Kumbaga text na ito sabihin mo.
Pero bakit hindi ka palagay mo paborito ka ni Mocha? Hindi naman. Hindi ka paborito ni Mocha.
Hindi ako paborito ni Mocha.
Hindi ka paborito ni Mocha.
Hindi.
Bakit? Ayaw niya sa'yo? Hindi ka niya type gano'n?
Hindi ako type ni Mocha. Iba type ni Mocha.
Nasabi mo lang yata kasi nanonood mo.
Si Mrs.
Pero hindi kanya inspirasyon.
Ang inspirasyon ni Mocha, presidente. Yan lang.
But you communicate well naman with each other.
Oo naman.
Okay.
Text, gano'n. Tapos Viber, gano'n.
Text, ha?
Text, siyempre. Papalam, sir, kailangan ko ng travel order, mga ganun. No? So, sige.
Papunta siya ng Japan ngayon
Yeah, pirmahan ko.
Papunta siya. Kayo ba, meron ba kayong nakaschedule na trip? Wala naman.
Sino kami?
Hindi, yung sa PCOO.
Meron akong nakaschedule na biyahe. Meron akong biyahe sa Hong Kong kasi merong meeting between Facebook. Hindi meeting, lecture. Lecture ng Facebook at Hong Kong University. So nag-invite sila ng mga estudyante, mga speakers from all over Southeast Asia. And then I also have meeting, an invitation sa CCTV Hong Kong.
Pero yung ano ba extent nung agreement with the
China.
Facebook?
Wala. Yung agreement namin with Facebook, it started last year, June. It was really to assist the PCOO in broadcasting the speeches of the president. Remember, during that time, bago lang yung Facebook Live. So, kailangan pa ng mga technical support. Eh ngayon, medyo matagal, medyo natuto na lahat. Marunong na lahat na. So, ngayon, hanggang dun lang, sa partnership lang sa Facebook Live.
Will you be part of the preparation for the SONA of the
Yes,
President?
yes.
So, kasama kayo dun sa gagawa ng speech ng Presidente?
Yung sa speech sa Presidente, meron kasi isang group sa Presidente na who does this. Mga kasama niya sa Davao pa na ngayon. Ang responsibilidad ng PCOO through RTVM, yung broadcasting ng buong SONA.
Meron bang kukuhanin kagaya nung nakaraan na direktor na galing sa labas?
Hindi ko alam kung kasi last year, volunteer si Direk Brillante. So, hindi ko alam kung mag-volunteer siya ulit ngayon. Definitely, we cannot afford him to...
So, sino ang anong preparations ngayon na pwede nang i-announce?
Hindi, pinaplano pa lang namin. Nag-uusap kami ng Office of the President saka Presidential Management Staff. Kasi kinokolate yung mga materials from different agencies, kung ano yung mga accomplishments ng administrasyon for the first year, alin yung mga naipangako nung nakaraang SONA na natupad na, yung mga ganun ba. So binubuo natin. And then pag nabuo na yon, doon namin pagbabasehan yung aming media plan. Kung paano yung coverage, ano yung lalabas na picture, yung mga ganun ba.
So yung highlight, wala pang lumalabas.
Wala pa.
Kung ano talaga yung magiging main. Well, maraming salamat po for the time you have given me. Nice to see you after a long time. Ang laki ng binata mo, ang laki ng iginawapo mo.
Pagsisinungaling yan.
Hindi ako nagsisinungaling. Pagka sinabi ko na bumata ka, gumwapo ka, that's coming from my heart. And that's true.
Thank you, sir. Thank you.
Because I've seen you before. We've worked together.
Thank you, sir.
Sana apply na lang ako sa Channel 4. Newscaster. Doon ako nang galing. Doon ako nang umpisa sa TV. Well, salamat po and good luck sa inyong mga tatrabahuhin pa para sa ating bayan. Presidential Communications Operations Office Chief Secretary Martin Andanar. Dito lamang po sa programang Bawal ang Pikon! Get it straight with Daniel Razon.